Okay, so this is the Sinking City, and you're with Belated Tech, and we're getting started on this particular game because the Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed till December of 2020. We're now in November of 2020 here. It was supposed to be kicked off this month, and I think I've heard online it was supposed to be even earlier than that. So the Sinking City wasn't overly well received for whatever reason by gamers, although the walkthroughs that I've seen are pretty intriguing. The game is based on H.P. Lovecraft, who is an early 20th century horror fiction writer, fairly prominent one. If Edgar Allan Poe was the 19th century's horror writer of choice, and Stephen King was the late 20th and early 21st century's horror writer of choice, then H.P. Lovecraft fits right in between. So let's get started. Let's see what we have in front of us. Sources appear to be Oakmont. So Oakmont is supposed to be a city in Massachusetts. Oh yeah, it says right here on the screen, Oakmont, Massachusetts. Not too far from Boston. And in fact, some of the commentary I've seen is that the Boston is the intended likeliness that they're trying to do. I guess the time period here is sometime in the 1920s. It's after World War I, before World War II. I think it's during the the Roaring *20s with Prohibition, that kind of thing. So should be an interesting period piece. The Belated Tech channel, we like to look at tech from the perspective of period correctness. Always kind of fascinating. All right, let's continue. So he's a Navy vet. Kind of reminds me of Death Stranding. Underwater in the seam. Okay, so we don't know any of the mechanics here of how it works. Some of the playthrough I've seen is that investigation, it does benefit you. The game is a little meager with supplies. Can we take it? No? No? Okay, so circle is crouch. Not sure why I can't take it. I can only look at it. So I guess the squiggle is looking at things. Alright, if you need to save this, just pause the video and read it. Scroll. We don't need to scroll. Okay. Frosty, welcome. Folding camera. So it let me take the folding camera, but it wouldn't let me take the gun. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, so what else we got here? What let's just take a picture of. Oh, here we go. Alright, so it works similar to the Death Stranding mechanic. Yeah. So left trigger is in, right trigger is engage. Okay, so left is the, okay, brick. That must be the only weapon I've got. Okay, interesting. All right, what else we have here?
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
What does it say? Monolith National Park, Oakmont. Interesting. The Noble Troglodyte. Okay. What else? Oh, what's this? Gunpowder. Alright, so we got some supplies there. So X appears to be, to open and take. On one motion, open and take. Interesting symbol. So there are a lot of kinds of mysticism in this cabin. Oh, wait. Left, rotate. Rotate.
So I never have to use it.
Oh, wait.
But something tells me I will.
Oh, okay. So I had to examine it in order to get it. Well, that's something to be learned. So that's... And I took a picture of this already. So why isn't it crediting me taking a picture? Yeah, it's not. Okay. I think we've
Never trust a tourist
no.
advertisement.
Okay. So there's only 2 actionable things left in the cabin. We're obviously on a ship. You can see that's a ship's door. So he was hallucinating during the trip. Yeah. Ceiling. Okay, make sure we don't forget anything important. All right. Let's go. I think. All right, let's get off.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Oh, so you have a choice scheme here, like in Fallout. It's a Fallout type scheme. What's the deal? City, nice suit. Okay, let's try the city.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
So the official map shows Oakmont sitting on a peninsula off of the Massachusetts coast, not as an island, although it could be on a peninsula on an island. So it's really hard to say. It doesn't. The lore, I'm not sure about. I'd have to investigate a little more. I'll check into it. The flood. Let's keep on going.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. ambience. Atmosphere, you know?
Okay, so it is on a peninsula of some kind. So it's not a standalone island. I wonder why it says nice suit.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
So in this HP Lovecraftian world, some of the characters are the reason why they stand out is because they're, it's hard to say, genetically morphed, you know, from pure human for whatever reason. That has a lot to do with some of the Lovecraftian lore, which I'm not particularly familiar with myself. I read a lot of Lovecraft, but that's what's going on here. Let's try that.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
Okay.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel.
Devil's Reef Hotel.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
That's handy.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
So I'm not quite sure if these choices fork or not. Like the nice suit question has disappeared.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Yeah, these trees end up with goodbye. I saw this in one walkthrough. It's kind of fascinating. So.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Okay, so we have to find Throgmorton, who's supposedly right at the entrance. Oh. Yeah, press that. Alright, okay. Interesting. So here's the map. What's this? Oh, that's the boat. Oakmont City Port. Let's see, where else we got here? Does it go in and out? No, there's no zoom feature. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a way to... Oh, it does toggle. So there is a zoom in and out. Oakmont. Here's the Chronicle. Police Department. Obviously the hospital. Asylum, okay. Devil's Roof. So we're not that far. Although, let's see. There's dry... There appears to be no dry approach to the hotel, so you do have to take the boat, which has a convoluted way of getting there. Okay. University Library, City Hall. So you can see in the map here, the map that I have, the hard copy. This is the peninsula area, and it goes all the way down here. This shows as water on this map, which is kind of interesting. But the hard copy shows this as solid land, which it does here as well. So if you zoom in, yeah. So this is all appears to be. It's hard to say. It's not very clear, but it does appear to be probably inaccessible if it's dark. Presumably, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so can you mark? See, focus, compass, mark, back, place mark. Okay, we're here. Where's the? Okay, interesting. Oh, you can talk to him again?
We'll meet again, Mr.
Oh, so now. All right, so let's see. Compass is not telling me anything interesting here. There's no way to get past on the boat again. Yeah, the guy's still there to keep me from going anywhere. Okay, so let's go. Big old squid. Not a very tidy port, that's for sure. A town on the rise. One thing that's rising here is a lot of water. So you can see the, I guess this is a Model T style truck. Kind of fascinating. Keel bar. So you can go left or right. Exit says this way though, so. Well, here's Throgmorton, I presume. So let's go see him. Oh, you're gonna get a cutscene.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees?
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
So Innsmouthers, I'm not, again, not familiar with H.P. Lovecraft lore. It's always stated that Innsmouth was burnt to the ground. Presumably, that's another prequel style episode. There is another game, I forget the name of it, Legend of Caluslu or something like that, that I think is a prequel to this game. I think it's made by a different studio, but I'm not sure about that. Let's ask him about the visions.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Let's try finding Albert.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera, you have a point, newcomer.
Tell me more about the case.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
So I can ask more questions. Where's the fisherman's house?
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
Where's the life wall?
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Features, I don't know if that's beneficial.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Alright, so this is the first mission. Is... Okay, if it's behind us... Yeah, okay. So let's go. So... This is a special vision he has. I don't know what it does besides this, but I guess we'll find out. It must be like his private eye vision or something along those lines. Full of sardines, whatever have you. Okay. Presumably this game, actionable items will highlight. Oh, how pleasant. Okay. Okay, let's go upstairs.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
It's saving. I wonder what that means.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Let's see what you find,
So
newcomer.
the local police. That's this guy.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me what happened.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay. My head began to burst, and he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me.
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was add or starve.
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. K is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Interesting.
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. K be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. K have mercy on his soul.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Yeah. So I think the detective's a little concerned himself. Alright, so let's check out some of the other rooms. Nothing here. Keep on hitting crouch. Okay. Newspapers, that's interesting. There doesn't seem to be... yeah. We can look at this.
Choo choo.
It's a train of some kind. Model train. Chest. Oh, I have to hold it. Keep on forgetting. Metal scrap, we'll take it. As I mentioned before, the game's very miserly. Supplies. Well, reports. Okay. One thing I've heard is you have to look at walls, you gotta look at everything. Because some things don't illuminate without special detective vision here. Okay, so we can look at the body. Wow, that guy definitely had his ass kicked. Look, Jesus Christ, got his head stomped. Alright.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Some sort of vision thing. Yeah. I don't know how to fix that. Yeah, you get these visions in the game. It's not clear how you arrest them. Oh, I see. The green bar, well, the blue bar to the right is rising again. So you just gotta wait it out. Yeah, he's flipping a little bit here. Alright, it's getting better. Yeah, the bar is rising. So the blue bar on the lower right, left-hand corner is apparently the sanity meter. He's waving around.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Yeah, okay. It's saving now. It's kind of interesting.
5 cards short of a full house.
Alright. I assume you can fall through the hole, so we'll try to avoid doing that. So I don't know if looking at the body triggers a psychosis or what. So I guess we'll have to work that out. knife here. Rotate. 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 Okay, here we go. Can we take it? Oh, there it goes. Oh, so you have to rotate until you find something to examine.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Oh, it's not gonna let me take it. Alright.
Never
Okay.
seen knives
So
like
the gun
this
let me
before.
take, but then the
Masterful
knife it
work.
would not let me take.
Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont
So
too
we got
much.
booze here. Alright, the game's saving again. The on the wall. Yep. Alright. You can check this with my special detective vision. Don't see anything. Okay. Rotate. Some sort of wacky watch. Okay, figure out. I don't see anything that allows me to action it. Hold.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulina, Hafton.
Okay. Interesting. Press more information. Take photo dialogue, search activities, search location. It's just the information. Okay, it won't let me take it. Let's see here. So how do I open my casebook? That's not what I want to do. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Turn light on and off. Okay. What's this? Yeah, I'm still struggling with the mechanics here. Oh, it's the brick thing. Oh, I see. How does this work?
Take this, ape face.
I gotta walk into the vision. Okay. So someone in here with a gun. Someone with a barrel. Oh, let's see. So I walked into the vision.
Yeah, run!
That appears to proceed from there. There's another one over here.
What's happening?
Okay, let's see
Alright,
what
so
we
you have to
here.
you have to discover all the clues. So he's woken up, and you have to do them in order. So presumably, straightforward here.
What's
2,
happening?
3.
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Mind Palace. So that was retrocognition, which we just experienced there. Mind Palace. Oh, the case book is this one. Okay. Fisherman brought unconscious. Theft placement. Scroll. Combat proficiency. Oh, that's interesting. We don't have any knowledge points, so that doesn't matter. Here's the map. Okay. Weapons. There's a med kit. Bolt M11. Uses 38 pistol rounds. Interesting. Okay. Albert attacked the fisherman. Select. So these are the clues we've collected. One fisherman is missing. Albert returned unstable. Oh, there's two different paths here. Okay. All right, so that was the conclusion from all that. Okay. Blood.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
That's saving. I don't think I'm going to take a jump here. What's with the Mind Palace? There's a mine palace short circuit here. Let's see. So that's not the right conclusion. Lewis and his people suffered at the hands of the Throgmortons. This could be the reason to hate them. Okay. Clues. I could track down Albert. Albert and a fisherman named Lewis fled the scene after the fight in the house. I could track them using my supernatural sense. I could track down Albert. Okay, so you have to go through the mine palace in order to gather clues, and then you have to assemble the clues. So let's go downstairs. Who's this guy?
I've said everything I know. I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer, and keep your hands where I can see them.
It's the police are hostile. Investigations here. Okay, we haven't checked in here yet. Okay, shell cases, gunpowder, we'll take it.
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
Let's go back upstairs. Maybe I missed something. None of the characters have moved. Bloodstain is still there. He went out the window. So I'm. Okay. So I'm supposed to follow. It's a supernatural sense I think I'm supposed to have. Or rather, the character. It's pretty freaky, isn't it? He's dizzy. Jade.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Okay, new wine clouds is whatever.
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
So I was able to do it too. So there we go. Whoops. Oh, wait. Okay. I was just trying to get my... Yeah, I'm having a psychotic episode, and he got wounded. So there's some sort of monster in here. I just hit it with a club. Rotate.
There's something in the pocket.
Let's see, 1 week. I know I owe you. Okay.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got
So let's go down
far.
there. Let's check out around here first. Oh, I see. This is supplies. Metal scrap. I don't know what you do with that yet, but I'm sure it's something useful. I'm sure you get full up too. There's an upstairs. Interesting. Gunpowder. Okay. So there's more than one way to get... No, there's not more than one way to get downstairs. Interesting. Alright. Go upstairs first? Let's check it out. I hear some noises. Won't let me go through the door. Okay. So I gotta remember that R1 is the weapon. Could have used a gun, but there's no point in doing that in the game. Or melee attack. Okay. What else we have in here? More scrap. Shell casings. Take it. Interesting place. Canning, I guess, or something. Not really clear. I hear some skittering around. Something is crawling around. I'm sure I don't like it. I've already taken some damage. Alright. That'll work. Game is saving. That should be exciting. Okay. I turned my light on by accident, but I guess I just leave it on.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Mine Palace. All evidence collected. Okay. Bar attendant. Okay. Lewis left the crime scene. Albert was murdered. Lewis preferred Albert. Albert fled when wounded. Lewis may have wanted Albert dead because he was a Throgmorton rather than just drive him off. No? Cancel. Okay. Lewis, the instrumental that killed Albert Throgmorton, may be hiding at the bar in Oakmont. So he's concluded that Lewis killed Throgmorton. I guess it makes sense, since he was only shooting at him. Albert was murdered. Lewis may be at the bar. Alright. I could go to the bar, I guess.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately, not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Okay.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Nah. Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Alright. So I have to pursue Lewis, and he's at the bar. Under the Keel bar is this way.
I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon. Me, I just caught an early glimpse.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throg. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. I've seen some unsettling creatures around, like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea, others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
What the? Get the... Oh.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouthers' bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
All evidence collected. Okay, good. So I have to go to the Mine Palace. Mine Palace. Okay. Okay. Anything over here? No. Alright, that was tortured. Where is the room? The door is this way. Okay. Everybody's like hammering it. What's this? He's not talking. Okay.
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. okay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Alright, so I got a whole bunch of stuff. Antipsychotics. I didn't get another medkit though. I wonder if you can craft medkits. I have no idea. So I got new cases. Alright. So this is a good place as any to stop. And take a break.